Hey, here we go. Gimel Amid Aleph. We just finished a little bit of a difficult Gemara. And now we continue. Amar Rav Shmuel Bar Yitzchak. We're approximately 11 lines down. First word in line is Bar Yitzchak. Amar Rav Shmuel Bar Yitzchak. Halach. The halacha is Sricha Shetei Machzek. Ooh, Rabbi Stern as a guest. Problem is when you become a regular, you don't get the welcome, but then it's a catch-22. Okay, or Shagi, or Shashi. Okay. Amar, then people feel bad that you got the welcome. You know, it's a lose-lose situation. Rabbi Kogish Jr. Erev Tov. Amar Rav Shmuel Bar Yitzchak Hilchos. Halach. The halacha is the size of a sukkah ketana. Now it's a little bit interesting that this Gemara appears over here. Oh, I'm sorry. We have to start with something else. We have to start with one daf from last night. If those who are still holding in last night, the Ritva makes the cheshbon we ended off this year. The Ritva says that even though it is a kasha on Rav Chanan, who says 7 by 7, says the Ritva, the reason the Gemara doesn't say it explicitly is because anyways, we couldn't find a shita like Rav Chanan and Beis and Beis. The cheshbon we ended off with yesterday, the Ritva speaks out explicitly. Okay, says the Gemara, Amar Rav Shmuel Bar Yitzchak la halacha. Sricha, what is the size of a sukkah? Sricha shetei machzekes roishai verubai v'shalchanai. The halacha is how large does a sukkah have to be? Large enough to hold roishai, rubai, and shalchani. That's your head, your body, and your table. We know that how big is that? We spoke about this in the past. This is what we call 7 by 7 tfachim. So says Rav Shmuel Bar Yitzchak, that's the halacha. Amar lei Rav Abba, says Rav Abba Kinyan, whom holds like this. What opinion is this? Kibei Shammai. This is Shitas Bei Shammai. The truth is, if we take a moment, and I don't have it, if you flip to Chav Chesam and Aleph, you'll see there's a Mishnah over there. And in Chav Chesam and Aleph, the Mishnah has a machlokes, Bei Shammai and Beis Hillel. What is the minimum size of the sukkah? So says the Gemara, you're going like Beis Shammai. So the Gemara is not so happy to say that. Amar lei, yeah, El Kiman. What's our choice? So an interesting Gemara. Usually the Gemara is not so willing to give in. Here the Gemara gives in. You're right, we're going like Beis Shammai. Ikedi Amri, a second way of learning. Amar Rav Abba, the Amar Loch Mani, whom opinion is this? Amar le Beis Shammai, v'loi tazuz mina. Zaz means to move. Loi tazuz mina, do not move from it. Meaning, even though it's a chiddush to say we're going like Beis Shammai, still lamaisa, that is the psak halacha. So part 1 of today's shir is, if we were to ask, what is the size of a sukkah? The size of a sukkah is Kedei Roishai Rubai Shulchani. Asks the Gemara, Maskiv Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak, Mimai, how do you know? Beis Shammai Beis Hillel Sukkah Ketana Pligi. How do you know that is the machlokes? Meaning, I just said, if you look at Chav Chesam and Aleph, you'll see this is the machlokes. Asks the Gemara, 1 second. How do you know that is the machlokes? Dilma, you know what really they argue about? Besukah gedayla pligi. Really, they're arguing about a large sukkah. Arguing about a large sukkah. So what's going on? Kigoin, but the case is the Yasiv apume de matalta. Do we still have a picture book over here? Yeah, Shagi, can you grab the picture book from the bottom? I think there's a nice picture over here. I mean, I have one over here, but the one I have is black and white. And we all know, listen, if it's not color, it's not, we're living 2023 over here, seriously. Okay, so, this is beautiful. Okay, here, I'm gonna show it on Zoom, and you guys see that? That's a small sukkah. Little nice, cute guy, I was about to say he has a trim beard, he doesn't have a face. But anyways, that's a sukkah, okay? That's a small sukkah. Good? It's pretty easy to pictureize. It's a small sukkah. Says the Gemara, no, you know what the case is? This is the case. That really, boom, got it. It's on the screen if you want to look. Really, there's another picture book there. Really, it's a large sukkah. But he's sitting on the edge of a large sukkah. It's a large sukkah. But he's sitting at the end of the large sukkah. That is the case. Everyone got the picture in their head? Dilma sukkah gedaylo pligi. And they're sitting on the edge of the sukkah, and the shulchan is inside the house. So who cares? Understand, it's a big sukkah. What's the difference? So this is the machlokes Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. The Beis Shammai savri gazrinan shema yimashech. Perhaps you'll be drawn yimashech from the word of mishicha, to draw. Achar shulchanai. You're sitting there, and you're going to see at the other end of the table is a geshmak, a piece of jerky. Well, let's not use jerky. Let's use a mezainis. A geshmak, a donut. So what are you going to do? You're going to go climb down, grab the donut, and eat it. But when you grab the donut, where are you? You're out of your sukkah. So even though it's a large sukkah, says Beis Shammai, the concern is that you're going to go be drawn after the table. Beis Hillel savri lo gazrinan. And Beis Hillel says that we do not make such a gezerah. Says the Gemara, V'deika nami. And this is precise. Why is this precise? Dekatani. Because what were the words of the Mishnah? And then the truth is, let's take a moment, Chavra. Flip to Chav Ches. Flip to Chav Ches so you see it inside. I don't have a normal Gemara here, unfortunately. But flip to Chav Ches. Chav Ches and Aleph, yeah. There's a Mishnah there. And the Mishnah says, Misha hayo roishay v'rubai v'sukkah v'shulchanai v'soichan b'ayis Beis Shammai poislin Beis Hillel machshirin. Meaning, that is the case of the Mishnah. So says the Gemara, from the fact that the Mishnah said it in that way, that roishay v'rubai v'sukkah v'shulchan b'ayis Beis Shammai poislin Beis Hillel machshirim ve'im isan, if it was true that it was a fundamental machlokes, now what? As to the minimum size, what should the Mishnah have said? Machzekes ve'enoi machzekes. It should have said, is the sukkah big or not big? Why would the Mishnah list a case? The Mishnah says, you're sitting there and you might, what do you mean? Mishnah, if it's a fundamental machlokes, just say, is the sukkah 7 by 7, is the sukkah big enough to hold you or not? From the fact that the Mishnah does not say that, Dekanami is a raya to what we just said, which now ends off being a kasha. What's the kasha? We just said that we're going like Beis Shammai, 7 by 7. What do you mean? There's no raya to that. Because what do we see? What's the Mishnah Chav Ches talking about? Not a small sukkah. A totally different topic. So if I ask you, what's the minimum size of a sukkah? You should tell me. I have no clue. What's your raya? You say, what do you mean the Mishnah Chav Ches? Well, that Mishnah nothing to do with the minimum size. That's a completely different point. That is a point of, is there a gezerah that you might be drawn after your sukkah? And therefore, we don't... it happens to be very interesting. There is part of it that is la'alacha. In Eretz Yisrael, in one of my apartments, I don't know if you'll probably know, they have like these teeny little porches. It's big enough. It's 7 by 7. It's big enough. But in such a porch, if I remember correctly, I don't know, it's an interesting halacha. It doesn't really apply here in America. If I remember, there was a shiloh that if the table, and that's a lot of people want to do, it's not big enough, pashit. So you keep the table in the house, and you just go in the sukkah and you eat. So there, it's a shtickle shiloh. Maybe you'll have this gezeir. Those Beis Shammai, we usually pass the Beis Hillel, but I believe there is some level of la halacha within this Gemara. Yeah. Also on the tables inside out. Yeah. So there is that's a better case, right? There is some level of la halacha. I can't remember right now what it is, but there is some level that this gezira at some level is applicable. And I can't recall at the moment where it is. But says the Gemara, ubesukah ketana loy pligi. 1 second, shkoyach. You just proved to me that the Mishnah Chav Ches is talking about what? A new din, a gezira. Okay. But it asks the Gemara, do they not argue about a sukkah kitana? Ve'hatanya, but we learned in a brayso, machzekes roishay verubai v'shalchanai. If we have a sukkah that holds Roishai, his head, Rubai, the majority of his body, Vishulchanai, and his table. What did the Brisa say? Kshira. And Rebbe Oimer, Achi of Arba Amos al Arba Amos. That's one Brisa. V'tani Idach, and there's another Brisa. Rebbe Oimer, Rebbe says, Kol Sukkah she'ein ba dalit al dalit dal Amos, Psula, V'chachamim Oimrim, excuse me, so we have two different brises. I know that we're reading a little bit faster now. We should stop in just the middle of a sentence. We're going to go over this last point. So kasha nadadi. Again, we'll go over this last point. So it seems that we have brises that are conflicting. So what's the way to answer up the brises? So says the Gemara, very good that you're proving to me that the Mishnah on Chav Ches was a Gzeira Mishnah. Are we nervous it can be drawn after? But either way, we have a source that this is what Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel argue about. We'll pause over here. Mitzvah Shem will pick it up. Let's just read through. We have 2-3 minutes. Let's read through this, which the Gemara begins by suggesting that the machlokes is in the size of the sukkah. The Gemara answers no. The Gemara asks, then no, we could suggest that we're talking about a new gezeira, whether you're going to be drawn after your table.